Good? It's your boy Big Steve, and welcome to the motherfucking Haze and Blue, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. Let's get into it. So we just a week or so away from Michigan opening up the 2025 season. We're gonna be at home hosting New Mexico Lobos, who's gonna be coming in with a new coach, a new quarterback, and they gonna be coming into the big house to make a motherfucking statement. So we cannot look past these dudes. So just off the rip, don't look ahead. Please do not look ahead to the Oklahoma game. Like, even though I'm in Oklahoma and I can't wait to see that fucking game, we cannot look past New Mexico. Their coach, just a little bit about New Mexico. They bringing in a new coach, so I really didn't get a chance to see any games. I know that quarterback transfer. I'm glad the dude had over 1,000 rushes and 1,000 passing yards last year. So just a little bit about New Mexico right now. Their head coach is Jason Izek. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but Jason Izek. He's a former coach at Idaho. Like I said, he was at Idaho last year. They played against Oregon. And Idaho actually played a closer game to Oregon than Michigan did. And I believe like 40% of Idaho players came over to Michigan. And so they already feel that, hey, man, we played against the same Oregon team they played against, and we look better. So they coming in with the attitude, just knowing a little bit about this coach. He's going to be a head coach at a Power 4 school soon. Played at Wisconsin, from Wisconsin, played with Ron Dane as an offensive lineman. His most coaching years, he was the offensive coordinator at North Dakota State, a FCS powerhouse. But he's familiar with this area. And like I say, the Idaho team from last year is basically just the New Mexico team from this year. He brung his quarterback over, Jake Lane. Kind of remind me of Brock Purdy. 1,400, just over 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's going to be the guy who's trying not to make no mistakes. He's going to play Michigan K. McNamara type football. Run the ball, don't make mistakes, and trying to depend on your defense to win the game. And once again, if you go back and watch that Idaho, I'm not too familiar how many of those players outside of the quarterback transfer. I know they said it was like 40%, but that defense was giving Oregon fits. They were giving Oregon fits. So they go come into the big house with the same fucking mentality. So we cannot look ahead to the OU game. We have to take these dudes serious. Their running back, I believe, transferred from Webb University or Webster University or some shit like that. But all their running backs are transfers in, and they all play for they all were the leading rusher of their former college. So we cannot look past these dudes. They're gonna look to run the ball. They got a guy who's I feel is an athlete. They coming in with confidence. They defense gonna come in with confidence, especially if it's a lot of those guys from the Oregon game. So we have to dominate. We can't get caught looking ahead to the Oklahoma game. We really have to lock in. I know it's an old fucking cliche of, just focus on the next game. But thinking about playing against New Mexico before OU, you're going to be thinking about that OU game. So Jake Lane, I say 6'2", 206, kind of remind me of Brock Purdy. I didn't see too much athleticism from the Oregon game. Like I say, it kind of reminded me of Cade McNamara, where you got to throw some trick plays in there, run the ball, and don't turn the ball over. So I'm very fucking excited, man. I'm excited to see how this defense look. This is a good home opener to get us ready for the OU game because this is going to tell us a lot about this Michigan defense. You know, going against, I feel Michigan defense will probably want to go against somebody who want to pass the ball a lot or run the ball a lot, not somebody who don't want to just make mistakes because you run that ball and you keep that offense on the sideline. It can be, you have it within a 10 points going into the fourth quarter. That's where New Mexico want to be at. That's where New Mexico want to be at. So we gonna have to come out, man. The OG, that defensive coordinator, we gonna have to really come out, and everybody's gonna have to be locked in. You gonna see some trick plays. You gonna see a team that's trying to run the ball, and a team that's gonna try to be dominant in the trenches. So Jake Lane, redshirt sophomore. Jason Isaac going to be a Power 4 coach 1 year. We just hope his highlight tape is not of beating Michigan. So, other than that, not too much on New Mexico. But on the flip side, we got to go ahead and talk about the motherfucking Wolverines. Chip Lindsey, this is on you. This is on you, big dog. You know, they gave you a $10 million quarterback. This ain't North Carolina. This is Michigan. You know, it's a different challenge now because we never saw Bryce Underwood. We had a J.J. McCarty, but J.J. McCarty was able to play with a professional head coach who knew how to use his talents. Right now, we have a situation where we have Sherrod Moore, you know, coming into his own as a head coach. Bryce Underwood, a player that we hope can lead us to the motherfucking promised land. And with a freak athlete like this, the only thing you hope for is no injuries. You want to see this dude use his whole potential. You know, I don't want to put him in a box and say, oh, we don't want to run him because risk of injuries. You have to let this dude play. So Chip Lindsey, we all know that Bryce Underwood's going to be the guy. You know, damn, they only got my dog picture up. But Bryce Underwood's going to be the guy at quarterback. But the $1 million question is, because every time I have a conversation, and I'm not the one that, being down in Oklahoma where these dudes have 3 or 4 Heisman quarterbacks, I had to hear about quarterbacks so often to the point where it's like, now that we in that position, JJ went first round, now we got the number 1 recruit, number 1 quarterback in the nation, 6'4", 230 coming to Michigan. It's like, David Garner, no. Is he better than David Garner? We hope so. But we all know that if David Garner had the same shit that Michigan has now, David Garner would have been the first round pick. So the $1 million question is, do Michigan have receivers? And I try to say, well, we got Donovan McCauley, but everybody know Donovan McCauley hasn't really did much. We can't boast on a receiver where it's like, oh, yeah, he has 600 yards. Motherfuckers don't want to hear that. So we hoping that this guy can be the Keon Coleman. I mean, I don't never say names right, so fuck it. But we hope he can be that guy. You know, 6'5", 215, former quarterback. He's going to have to be one of the impact players. Like, we know we can run the ball, but we're going to have to pass that motherfucking ball. And as much as I want to say, hey, I want to see Michigan just do what Michigan do, run the ball, win the fucking game, we know that we cannot depend on that this year. Not with somebody like a Bryce Underwood. You're going to have this guy coming out looking like, okay, maybe he is ready as a true freshman. We don't want to have it where, similar to JJ, where you come out against a Bowling Green and you want this dude just to look so dominant, and he come out, with Bryce Underwood, we want to see this dude come out, throw the ball downfield, hopefully to Donovan McCauley, make some 50-50 balls. We don't care if he's got separation. Just throw it to him. Just throw it to. If I see a couple picks thrown first half, I'm cool with that. Let Bryce Underwood be Bryce Underwood. And that all fall on the shoulders of Chip motherfucking Lindsey. We had Sherrod Moore was an offensive coordinator, but he was an offensive coordinator to not make mistakes, not lose the game. We cannot have that mentality. So Donovan McCauley, I'm expecting at least 6 catches, 90 yards. If you can give me 6 catches, I don't even need a touchdown. If you can give me 6 catches, 90 yards, Donovan McCauley, I say, you know what? We got something. But if we have a game where we got to say, fuck it, we got to just throw to the tight ends and run the ball, it's going to be a long season. Because not to look forward, I think them boys in Norman looking to throw that ball this year. They known for throwing that pill. We trying to become a team that's throwing the ball. Oklahoma's 3 Heisman quarterbacks, four since I've been living here. So we have to come out and establish the passing game against New Mexico for the simple fact that I feel that Idaho players that's coming over, they're going to look to stop the run. So we're going to have to show that we can pass the ball, and when we do it, it got to be players like Donovan McCauley. You win number 1, motherfucker, you better come ready to play. I promise you. You better come ready to play, because if you don't, man, it's going to be a long motherfucking season, boy. Another impact player I'm looking to see right now, man. I feel this team is full of impact players. To be honest, I feel this team has Chip Lindsey. If you use your weapons right, you got a fucking. It can be a special year because nobody's expecting it. Nobody's expecting it. So this can be a fucking year where we can catch a lot of people off guard. Jalen Huffman. I'm going to say he's going to be a breakout star. I know we have Marlon Klein. I don't think Hogan Hanson's going to be healthy yet. And Jordan Marshall been here for a while. But I feel not just going off the fucking spring game, but I just saw this dude. He's 6'3", 245. You saw him move. Like, this dude's a hell of a fucking athlete. It's something about that Virginia water right now. Michigan is drinking a lot of that shit, and it's doing well for us right now. We just landed the number 1 running back in the class of 26. So that Virginia water is definitely doing as well right now. But Jalen Hoffman, and by the way, my son, his name is Jalen, spells it different, but I just tell people, everybody I know named Jalen is a fucking athlete. So breakout star, I think, is going to be on offense, Jalen Hoffman. once again, we don't want the tight ends to be the main focal point of the offense, but having somebody like a Jalen Hoffman, who I feel is going to be used as a fullback as well, that can help Max Bredesen out blocking in the backfield. We have a lot of fucking weapons with this Michigan team. So I'm just, if Michigan can score somewhere between 45, 50, 45, 55 range with some passing involved, fuck, boy, man. Chip Lindsey, don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up, man. You know, we got a lot of momentum going right now. We got some fucking weapons. I feel we got some fucking weapons right now. Because this the type of team where I feel that even if, I don't want to say, but no, fuck it. Bryce Underwood, man. Bryce Underwood or nothing. Jalen Hoffman, check out for him. I feel is going to be a breakout star. You know, offensive line is kind of set in stone now that the young freshman, I can't say his name right now, but he's out for the season, I believe. He was battling Evan Link for the left tackle spot. So we kind of know who's going to be the left tackle, the left guard, center. So I think it's just right guard right now. Damn, Donovan Warren only had 1,100 passing yards. Yeah, that boy Jake Lane, he's gonna come in with a lot of confidence. Like he's gonna come in with that K McNamara 2021 confidence where, hey man, I know I'm not him, but I'm the starter of this team and we're gonna win some games. But Jalen Hoffman, I brought up earlier. Like I said, we know about Justice Hayes. We know about Jordan Marshall, but just some young stars. And I know a lot of people has been high on Andrew Marsh, the freshman receiver, but I think Jamal Browder, the 6'5", 215 freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, another potential breakout star. Because one thing I think Bryce Underwood, he's going to want to throw some 50-50 deep balls. He's not coming out for no dink and dunk bullshit. This dude, 6'5", 215 freshman. Michigan has some motherfucking weapons. Chip Lindsey, you going to hear this shit a lot. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up, man. It's time. It's time for the offense to come along now. Like, it's due. After the season we had last year, ain't nowhere in hell you can have, after the money we paying players right now, we can't afford to have nowhere near that. We have to be up there with the big boys. Like, that's how we have to be. If whoever has the best offense in college, we have to be with them because we paying them money. We not paying money to try to have a better defense and not make mistakes. We passed that. We won with that. You know, Jim Harbaugh is gone. Now we're in an era where it's big money, big points. You know, I know it's just win, but with these donors, if they paying $9-10 million for fucking players, we got to win some games. So Jamal Browder, the 6'5", 215 freshman, keep an eye on him. They don't got my guys' pictures up here right now, but let me see if I can find some highlights of my guy. Let's see. Oh my God. God damn. Man, 6'5", that's a big ass receiver, bro. Jim Lindsay, whatever the fuck your name is, don't fuck this up, man. For real. But motherfucker love one hand catches. He go up and get that motherfucker. Oh my God. Jim Lindsay, don't you fuck this up. So Jamar, bro, to keep an eye on him on the offense. Those gonna be my two offensive stars, breakout stars. Jamar Brodem and Jalen Huffman is two guys I think after week one that not too many people are talking about, but is definitely going after week one going into that Oklahoma game. A lot of people who's going to know who these two dudes are because we saw from the suck eyes in Alabama where this new era receiver evolution is crazy. You have receivers now that's coming in as freshmen are being game changer. So I feel that we got that. We got that now. So Jamar Browder, keep an eye out on him. You know, defense. I talk about this guy all the time. Anytime I get the chance to talk about defense, Dominique Nichols, this dude's gonna be a motherfucking star. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't want to jinx him yet, but I haven't been wrong on Michigan edge rushers early on in their career. You know, from Josh Uche, you see young dudes where he's probably not every down end, but he's gonna be a playmaker at Michigan. 6'5", 255, sophomore, made a couple plays in the spring games. So we hoping that he's gonna be a part of their rotation. And then another guy I'm really high on right now, I think gonna be a breakout star. Fucking Mason Curtis, man. This dude is he played some in the Ohio game last year. He's a sophomore as well, 6'5", 211. Michigan got some big ass athletes on that field. So breakout stars, Mason Curtis, Dominique Nichols. I feel those gonna be some players to keep an eye on. Etta, I always like that guy as well. I think he got a chance to really, this defense is stacked, man. God damn. Uh, yeah, so Mason Curtis, I'm excited to see, man. Now Jason Barham. Like I say, 6'3", 245. He's every bit of that. And I guarantee you, he's going to run about a good probably a 4.3 at the combine. This dude is blazing right here, man. This dude is blazing. Use him all over the field. He's going to have to learn to cover more unless he want to go to a full, because I believe that would had him struggling last year because and with Mike McDonald and Mentor, we just relied on our front four a lot. We'll send linebackers every now and then, but it seemed like Jason Barham was one of them dudes where if he's not blitzing, he was kind of lost. So let's use this dude, man, off the edge. Like, we should have fresh edge rushers every fucking down, damn near. You know, watching that Texas game last year, I think that's what area we struggle at. Soon Graham and fucking Grant came off the field, we're going to run it up the middle. But I think with the interior D-line and the edge rusher we have, this is going to be a special fucking year. But it all depends on the offensive side of the ball. Every year it's been like that, but it's just the last 3 or 4 years, we at least had an identity. Right now, we can't be in a situation where we can't do shit but run it. We are not the fucking Naval Academy. You have to have some motherfuckers on that offensive side that can catch the fucking ball. I don't want to hear about separation shit. Roman Wilson go to the combine run a 4.3. Fucking Cornelius Johnson go and run a 4.4, 4.5. Now let's throw this motherfucking ball, man. We have some fucking athletes. Marlon Klein. We have some dogs on this motherfucking field. Let's take a look at one more player. And once again, if you was watching that Indiana game last year, that's kind of when the season turned around. And I think Brady Hillman was definitely a big part of that. This dude's a fucking hitter. This guy's a fucking hitter, man. Brady Hillman, Mason Curtis. Once again, that Virginia bloodline right now. It's some of that water in Michigan is drinking that shit. They got something going in Virginia. Allen Iverson, Blake Horn, Michael Vick. Virginia always breed athletes. I'm just glad we getting them now. So Brady Hillman, breakout star. But it's beating the fucking dead horse. Chip Lindsey, get it done. Michigan should dominate New Mexico 53-10. 53-10. $53-10. That's what I'm calling. All the bullshit is behind us. We know what we got to do now. We basically know who the fucking starting quarterback it is. It's Bryce Underwood's show. It's Chip Lindsey. You play your fucking cards right, you could be, OC in the NFL next year. That's when you know you have a good bloodline. When you have offensive coordinators coming and going like that, we saw that at Bama. When you got them good season and those receivers and running backs has put up numbers, you're going to get job offers. So I haven't, but I haven't been on an OC ass like this since Josh Gaddis speed and space bullshit. Chip Lindsey, it's your motherfucking job to get this offense as one of the top 5 in the nation. We cannot waste Bryce Underwood's talent. We cannot take for granted of having these players that stayed around in this NIL era. We're going to be 5 or 6 deep at defensive end, about 5, 6 deep at interior tackles, linebackers. Secondary is going to be crazy. Receivers, let's go. Everybody can eat right now. Everybody can eat right now, but it's all going to depend on fucking Chip Lindsey getting this motherfucking offense going. And it starts next Saturday at home against motherfucking New Mexico Lobos. Because they going to come out to punch you in the motherfucking mouth. They saying shit. Our quarterback, that coach almost beat Oregon last year. We can compete with the big guys. If he come out and make a showing at night, shit, he probably be the head coach at a Power 4 school before the end of the game. So I'm very excited to see these young dudes, man, these young receivers. Once again, Jamar Broder, I think he's going to have a big year. I know everybody's big on Andrew Marsh, but I think Jamar Brodom's going to have a big year. A lot of it is going off Donovan McCauley. It starts with him. Jalen Hoffman, I think, is going to be a fantastic weapon. We're going to be able to put him at fullback, tight end. He's going to be a mismatch nightmare for a lot of defenses. I think Samaj Morgan's going to have the opportunity to really show his skill sets now. When you have a quarterback who can bad time, who can make any throw, who can get you the ball, you're going to have the opportunity to make plays. And I don't want to be biased, but I feel this Michigan offense can possibly, I know we got some growing pains to go with Bryce Underwood and the new offensive coordinator, but we get past these first 2 weeks before Sherrod Moore's suspension, because we don't want to go especially into Nebraska. We don't want to go into Nebraska with a rough outing against fucking New Mexico, ass whooping against OU, and now we got to deal with Sherrod Moore's suspension. That would be bad news. We could possibly be 3 L's in by the time mid-season come. And I ain't trying to do that shit again. So there you have it, man. The breakout stars, I feel, is going to be Jalen Huffman, Dominique Nichols, and Jamar Browder, and also Brady Hillman. An impact player. Shit, I can't even say his fucking name right now. The fucking linebacker, Rashawn Barham. You're going to have to be that guy that you 6'3", 245, running the 4.3. That's first round pick, bro. You come out there on some Fred Warner type shit, man, just flying all over the field. Get that shit going early. Let's go, man. August 30th, Michigan versus New Mexico Lobos. Night game. The world's going to be watching. Some for all the fucking hating ass reasons. But hey, they hate us because they fucking ain't us. Let's go, motherfucking blue.